Hi there, it's Jen, and it is just getting rid of some echoes here. It is Friday, November the 1st, and I have here our new little kitten to show you. This is Kobe, and Kobe is C-O-B-Y, spelled after, named after Coburg, which is where he was found, and we rescued him. He's just about to go over into the other thing there, so I'll put him there so you can see him. So if you're there, hello, welcome. If you're joining me live, if you're joining me with the replay, that's great too. What I like to do first to do a draw for the card that I made the week before. So this is the card, and I'm going to have to shoo Kobe out here in a second before he eats everything because he's, of course, a very curious little kitten. And so this is a card I made the week before, last week, and I'm going to do a draw for that. No, Kobe, you can't eat that. He's very curious about what's going on here. He's looking at everything. Come over here, buddy. So he might get kicked out. So this is our little baby, and he's, like I said, very curious little kitten. So what I do, I'm just going to kick him out. Hold on a second. Here you go, bud. How'd you go? That's why I was late coming to the table, because it took me a minute to find him and get him ready. Hello to Nicole. How are you there? So I'm going to just share my screen, and anybody who liked and commented or shared my post when I made that card is in this draw automatically. And as long as you're Canadian and not a demonstrator, you can win. So Christine, I'm not sure. I'll have to contact you and let me know if you fall into that category. Not a demonstrator and Canadian. If you are, I'm going to mail you this card. And if not, then I will send that card to someone else. I'll do a draw. Hello to Vicky. So let me just pop right over to the craft table right now. And I just want to remind you what I did here. I used this stamp set here called Forever Forest. And it has these wonderful dies in here. Oops, there's the stamps. And all these wonderful dies. So I thought this week I would make something with the dies. So I'm also using the same stamp set I used last week, which is Greetings of the Season. So that is what I used for the greeting here. So that's what I'm going to use today too. But before I do, I want to just show you some sneak peeks. Now, coming up on November 5th, which is next Tuesday, there's some new online exclusives. So these are items that are coming out only online, and they're not shown in any catalogs. So here's a couple of them, and demonstrators get a chance to pre-order early. So this is super cute. It says Perfect Pairs. It says we go together, and then there's like a salt and pepper, like cookies and milk puzzle, very cute. And then there's this one, Umbrella Days, just really nice, nice for coloring. And it's got some lovely dies. And I got to tell you, probably what sold me on it here was the dog. Although I enjoy coloring too, so that'll be great. Then another thing you might have seen a little bit of a sneak peek about, and that is my Cake Celebrations class. I'm going to pull this up here too so you can see that. And it's on my website, which I'll put a link here. Let's just see here. That says my newsletter, but if you go to there, you'll see the link for the class as well. So it's called Cake Crafted Celebrations, and it's going to be all cards done with this stamp set. So that kind of a theme. So, you know, birthdays, weddings, anniversaries, just whatever. So it's got all these fun little cake things. You can do different cake designs. And then it's got a bunch of dies. So it cuts out all the pieces, but it's got some really cute pieces like these little flags you put on top of a cake. There's like leaves and flowers. And then there's like different icing layers. So you can make a tall cake, a short cake, a drippy cake. There's all sorts of cool things you can do. So I'm very excited about this class because, you know, what says celebrate more than cake, right? So anyways, I'll put a link in there about that one. So those are 3 so far. And then there's this cool thing, which is called the Color Coach. I'm actually going to use it today. I'll show you how to use it. So it comes separate. So here's one here, which I'm going to talk about in a second, which is, it's got the little pin and the wheel and everything separate so that you can easily put it in the mail. But then when you put it together, it gives you all the Stampin' Up! Colors, and it tells you on the back different color schemes. So again, I'm going to talk about that in a second, but I do have an extra one here that I'm going to give away. So anyone who places an order of at least $100 in November will get their name in the draw for this, okay? So besides other perks, of course, this will be one of the perks is, like I said, place a $100 order. I think that's all I want to show you to start. So let me start with I'm choosing my colors. And I can see Vicky and Nicole. Great. Okay. Glad to see Kobe. He's a cutie. I miss seeing your other cats. Yeah, with my new setup in my office, they sleep here, but they're not as visible as they were in the other office. So, okay, so this is all the Stampin' Up! Colors. And like I said, on the back, they have different color schemes. So there's monochromatic, there's complementary, there's triadic, and there's analogous. And then they've got the neutrals here as well. So depending on what kind of a card theme you want to make. So for this one, which is what I'm going to use, it says choose 3 colors that are side by side on the color wheel. These color neighbors work together wonderfully to create harmony and balance. Okay, so I wanted to go with some blues, and so what I'm picking here is Lost Lagoon, and so I can see Lost Lagoon here, and Pretty Peacock. That's been my go-to, and you can see that they are analogous on the color wheel, which means they're side by side on the color wheel, and so they're going to give us that feeling of, what did they say, harmony and balance. Okay, so I'm not picking 3 colors and just doing those 2 because my third color is a neutral, and it says neutrals are the most perfect companions to almost any color combination. Okay, so that's what I'm doing. So I'm excited about that. So, and if you are interested in just buying this, come November 5th. Same with all those other things. And of course, it'll be on my website, and it'll also be in my newsletter. So I'm going to start with some die cutting. So I've got my machine here, and I'm going to just move my camera up just a little bit here just to make it easier to see. And I'm going to take dies from this stamp set. So they've got a few here. Let me just pull this one out. So these are kind of all extra pieces in the stamp set and the dies that don't necessarily coordinate with stamps. So I'm going to take the big tree. You can see I've done the one already. Actually, I'm going to pull it down here. And then I've got some Pretty Peacock. And there's 3 more sizes of trees. So I'm going to take, I'm trying to remember which ones I did before. Yeah, I think I might change it actually. I'm going to change it, and then we'll see what we think. I'm going to make a smaller tree and then the 2 smaller ones here. Oh, and I forgot something very important. It's going to make a difference. This is an adhesive sheet. You've seen me use them before. They just make it really nice for being able to peel off the dies as if they're stickers. So I'm just going to put this on the back. I don't know why I turned that over because it's really the same size. Same piece of paper on both sides, this paper here from Stampin' Up. You may have noticed some of the new core papers that came along. I've just cut this, and so I've lost my ability to get at that thing. And I don't know if I can talk at the same time. Let's see if I can talk at the same time. Some of the newer 12 by 12 scrapbooking papers do have cores inside them, so they're white on the inside, which is kind of cool. If you rip it and stuff, you get to see the white core. And there's lots more other things you can do with it. Okay, so I need to cut a little edge off here. I decided at the last minute I was going to do this because normally I would use my liquid glue, but I always make a mess, as you've heard me say before. Hold on, you know, I just need to bring this closer to my eyes, which are further from the camera. So hold on a second. And normally you have a bit of a pull when you do that. Here, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to bring back this one. See, normally there's a little seam there, so it makes it easier to peel, she said. There we go. See? Easy to peel. And this is the sticky side. I'm going to stick that on there. Okay, so let's try this all again. I'm going to rip that right off there. Okay, so I've got that one. And here we go. This one and this one. So this is going to be a little different than my sample, so we'll be able to figure out which one we like better. Okay, here we go. Here we go through the machine. So I've just got plate 1 and 3 surrounding it, and then plate 1 and 2 on the bottom. When you get this machine, it tells you exactly how to put it all together. Just leaving that up there. And we'll take this all apart. I did not put adhesive on this one, and I'll show you why after. So you can see that my accent color here is going to be the gold. So I'm going to put all these dies right back right now, because if I don't, they'll go missing. So there's like 5 sizes of those dies, which is kind of cool, of that shape, which is nice. And those are some mountains Looks like two different mountains, small mountains, some clouds, and then the mountain range. So very nice set of stamps and dies. Okay. Let me just get all this other stuff out of the way. Here we go. This is what we want. Oops, and look, it only half got done. That's fine. And half. There we go. So I have pre-cut. I feel like I'm all over the place. Actually, I have a headache, so maybe that's part of it. It couldn't be that Halloween candy that I ate already. Actually, I don't know. Maybe it's the weather. I'm just poking the extra holes out of here. This I've pre-die cut. It's the only thing I pre-did here, and it is from this here, these set of dies. They're not in the catalog. They're called Everyday Details dies, but they are available online. So they have these nice holes around all the pieces. Again, you've seen me use these way long ago, I think. Okay, so I've got these pieces, and what I'm planning on doing here is putting these together like this. Now this one I've only got half adhesive on it, and I realize I'm way up off the camera. Hold on a second, because I got too much stuff in the way, all those pre-snap creaks. Okay, let me try this again, and my camera is crooked, and I'm going to come down again. Here we go. Nicole says that was a gorgeous card. Congrats to the winner. I'm glad you liked it. So I'm going to peel this off, this sticky piece here, which will make this like a sticker. And it's only half sticky, but I think it's going to be sticky enough. And I put this one down here on my circle like that. And then the same with this one. So let me just grab my Take a Pick tool. And I'm going to start it off here. So I love using that adhesive sheet for anything intricate like this. It just makes it so much easier to stick down than trying to stick glue on it. But of course, if you don't have those, that's how you would do it. Now, so this one here, I'm going to pop up. So there's a couple different ways you can do it. It's very small. So I've got here a couple different things. We have, of course, our regular dimensionals, and there's the mini ones, but even the mini ones are a little big. So this is strips of adhesive that you'd use for shaker cards. And I don't know if that's going to be too big or not. And then I've also got a piece of an adhesive sheet. So these are all sorry, not adhesive, a foam adhesive sheet. So it's foamy. You can see it's like a dimensional, but it's a whole sheet. So you cut off what you need. So I think this might work. So let me try this. I actually did cut my dimensionals in half for the sample that I made, but I thought that was silly. There's so much easier ways to do this. Let me just pull this over if I can get it straight. Then there we go. So tell me, those of you who are watching, are you getting my 12 weeks of Christmas? And if you get my newsletter, you probably are. There we go. That's perfect. See that? Right on there. Okay, so let's move these out of here. And, oh, you can see it just a little bit. It's maybe a little bit fat. You know what? I'm going to peel it off if it's not too sticky. And I'm going to grab another one. And I'm actually going to take it from the edge here. And if you're not getting my 12 weeks of Christmas, please sign up for it. Just go to my newsletter, which is currently scrolling on the bottom here, which I will take off in a second. I'm cutting this in half. I'm just going to put that on there too. It's still pretty sticky, so even though I peeled off the back already, it's still pretty sticky. Oh, that's much better. Note to self, don't do fiddly things when you have a headache. It's all good. Okay, so this one's going to go on here like this. How cute is that? Let me just hold that up so you can see it. Ta-da! Okay, so let's just get some of this stuff out of the way. Here we go. I knew I swept my floor for a reason today. So I've got that part, right? So let's talk about the card base. So I'm going to use these, which are gold note cards. They're called Brush Gold Cards and Envelopes. So they're available again in this online store. They come in a package. I think it's 20 cards and envelopes. So they come like this. They're pre-scored. I'm just going to fold it in half. Use your bone folder to give it a nice crease. That's the card base done, and there's an envelope. And how awesome is that? It's like done. It's gorgeous. Look how pretty that is. Ta-da. And then you can just stamp on it or add whatever you want to it. You can decide which is the front and the back. So I'm going to stamp a greeting from that set that I told you I was going to use again. This one, Greetings of the Season. By the way, this one is an online exclusive as well. So it isn't in the catalog, but you can definitely find it online. It's great. It's a great greeting set for holidays. It's got everything you could possibly want in there. Okay, so let's go like this. We're going to do the pretty peacocks. We want to make it match with this little piece that we've already done. And I'm going to stamp the Christmas and pretty peacock. Now I just re-inked this pad so it's super juicy. So I'm just going to go really lightly. Good. And then I'm going to add the Lost Lagoon with the Merry. And this one has seasons greetings and happy holidays and whatever you like. But I really like Merry Christmas. So there's the two things. Very nice. And then will I have the Lost Lagoon out, or the, I guess the Lost Lagoon out, I'm going to grab this and just stamp that too. This is from the set, so it makes it a nice envelope. And we'll just put these all aside. And you know what? I don't often clean my stamps on camera, but let me do that. We'll give that a minute to dry. So this is my chamois. Usually you get it and it looks like this one, except for it's purple and it's full, but I've got two of them in here and I've just cut one in half. So it just makes it really easy for me to pick it up and clean. And it's just water. You just put water on there. And then when it gets goopy looking, you just rinse it in the sink and just leave it a little bit damp always. And it's great. I have a stamp case that this is in. And give it a good wipe. I just like having the multiple pieces that I can use. There we go. And then those are good to put back into the stamp case. Okay, so let's move those out of the way and we'll put this together. Let me see what you're saying. Hello to Barb. Very pretty trees. Yes, she's got the 12 weeks of Christmas. Great. And Lorraine says, gorgeous. Oh, good. I'm glad you're enjoying it. So this is just going to go on here just like this. And I think I'm going to leave it flat because this has already got dimension on it. So we don't need to have, oh, I have inky fingers. Bad inky fingers. I'm going to grab my scrub again. Just wipe my fingers, and because that's shiny, I should be able to wipe it right off. Yay! Okay, so I'm just going to put very gently put adhesive on the back here. I could use glue dots or something, but that's a bit squishy already. So there we go. So pretty. Like that would be a very simple and beautiful Christmas card. If you don't have your Christmas cards done yet and you want a quick and easy Christmas card, that would be gorgeous. But let's add some bling to it. So these are the same blings that I used last week. It looks like this. There's it's called Adhesive Back Trio Sequins. It's got the white, the peacock, and the pink color in there. So we're going to add some of the peacock, of course. And you can see I love this set. That's why I have multiple pieces of it. Because I love pretty peacock. I think it's such a nice color. So let's add that right onto the gold. Looks very pretty. And of course, we're going to use our rule of 3 here. And I think, what am I going to do here? Well, you could add gold too if you want. I don't know if I'm going to add gold. I've got these gold ones here. They're very pretty. They're sparkly. They're iridescent foil gems. Yeah, maybe I will. You know, I will, and then I'll leave one other thing I did off, and so we can compare it. I'm going to use up this package first. So again, odd numbers is what we're looking for. So if I add, let's say, let's add one here, and let's do another one here. There you go. Maybe there. So then we've got 5 pieces on there. So that's very pretty. So I think I'm going to leave it like that, and I'll compare with my sample, and you can see what I did differently. So here's the envelope again. So it's going to be nice and matchy. Very beautiful. So here's my sample that I did. So a couple things to notice it's different. First of all, I went with the next size up for the trees. So this one here is this one. You can see that there. So I'm not sure what I like better, the shorter or the taller ones. And here I also added ribbon, which you can see. It's this ribbon here. And I just added it throughout the whole card. I just tied a piece around the whole card so it's on the inside as well. This comes in a pack with silver and gold. It's very pretty. Let me just see what it's called. Hold on. It is called Gold and Silver 1/8 inch trim combo pack. So it comes with the two. Very nice. And what else is different here? Oh, yes, I also added, I'm going to put this up here, little stars. And those are from the stamp set. So you can see here there's a little star and moon image. There also is a set of dies in here. Right there. Little stars and moons. So I cut one of those out of the gold foil, and I had all these little wee stars. They'd be so perfect for a shaker card, but I added them 2 to the trees and then 1 down here. How cute is that? There's some little wee blue things floating in there. So, and I added the gold gems on top of the sequins in this particular one. So there you go. Which one do you like better? Do you like the, oh, and I did do a card envelope as well. I think those are exactly the same. I did the same color even. Yeah. So what do you like better? One with the bow or without the bow? Or taller tree or shorter tree? Which one do you like better? Tell me, tell me, tell me. And don't forget, anything you say here will put you into the draw. Carol is saying both are lovely. Carol also says, I always love seeing trees when doing Christmas cards. Nicole likes the cards and envelopes, makes it easy. Lorraine is saying very pretty trees. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Mark says they're both really great. I know it's hard to choose, isn't it? Nicole likes the mini stars and Grace likes the taller tree. Yeah, I mean, that was my thought originally, but then after I just saw that, if you didn't see this one, I think this would be perfectly fine, but I do kind of like the taller tree as well, Grace. I agree with you. Now, part of the reason I showed this stamp set, sorry, I just turned around so my voice probably didn't carry, is that there is a lovely tree set in the catalog, and I actually featured it in my newsletter, and it's beautiful. I'm just trying to find it here in the mini catalog. But what I liked about this one is it's in the main catalog, so it's available all year round. And those trees don't have to be Christmassy. That's what's nice about them. This could totally just be a winter scene, even a spring scene. I mean, these are evergreen trees. It does have snow in it. And don't forget how I made that other card. Of course, I put over to the side now. There it is. This part on the bottom was made with this little piece here, which is meant to just be like a grounding piece. So this stamp set here is in the catalog, the mini catalog. It's called Peaceful Evergreens. So it does also have the evergreen trees, but it's got some snow built into it. And it's got some snow and stuff as well. And it is Peaceful Evergreen Bundle is $72. So it does have a lot of nice pieces, and it's got some labels and stuff. But it is, if you wanted to have a more versatile one, I would consider this one, Forever Forest, because it will just give you more than just Christmas. So that's always a good thing too, unless you really want to make your Christmas cards with it. But you can see that I have made them into Christmas cards using that bundle. And I have a few more actually that I've gotten a swap. I meant to pull them out, but what I'll do is I'll try to get them on my Facebook page so you can see them as well. Judy says she likes the one with the bow better. Yeah, the bow always finishes off things, doesn't it? Tina says she loves them both. Well, thank you guys. Okay, so I think I'm going to head off and try and drink some water or something to get rid of my headache. I'm wishing you all a wonderful weekend. I hope that you have some crafting in your weekend plans, and I'll be back. Judy says, don't put my name in the draw. I'm a demo. Oh, no problem. Thanks, Judy, for saying. But I appreciate you being here and talking. Commenting, I guess, is the word. And I said I'd take off that banner, and I never did. Here we go. Let me take it off now. Okay, so thank you again for joining me today. And please don't forget to like, comment, and share. And I'll be back again next Friday. If there's anything you would like to see, let me know. I'm starting to pull in some ideas for wrapping gifts and things like that. And if you still want to see Christmas cards, I'm happy to continue showing them. Just let me know. I know a lot of people are working on their cards already, so you might already have a plan. But I will continue to show stuff. I'm going to plan on putting a bunch of Christmas cards on my blog this coming week too, if you need some inspiration. So just let me know. Thanks again for joining me today. Take care, everyone. Bye-bye now. Bye.